And to go to a different category would be the decent shows of the season, shows that are kind of watchable but not favorite. I mean, I still like them, but yeah, they're missing something in my opinion. Starting with Our Haru Ride, which is a shoujo, and I usually avoid some of these most of the time because they're usually just not for me. I just find that I prefer the other style of romance comedy over the hardcore shoujo, which this really is. And I like the art style. The character designs are nice. The characters, the two main characters are interesting, but I'm not really invested in watching them week to week do things every time. Because the romance is going to be very slow, and I understand that. It's fine. I mean, that's how these shows, I think, operate. And like I said, the two mains are very interesting, likable characters. And the side characters might be my more favorite in this series, because there's a girl that kind of gets excluded from everybody. They think she is cute on purpose around the guys, but we were learning more about her every other day, or week, sorry. That she's only doing it because she's shy. She doesn't know how to respond to guys. So, I mean, to me, I think that's kind of nice. And, yeah. The main girl's quote-unquote friends she had, not very good friends, in my opinion. Kind of stuck-up girls that I don't really care for. And next would be Fate Collider Prism Illya Season 2, which I really like because it's magical girls and that's something I find appealing. And it's only 10 episodes, so it's really not like you have to work a lot to watch this series. And I like the characters. Illya's kind of a funny take on a magical girl who is scatterbrained, ditzy, and very clumsy, and not really all that confident. So she's got her issues with, using her powers, things like that. And Miyu, she's back doing her usual thing. And these two characters are kind of getting closer. I mean, I would say almost too close. And the second episode, or first episode, introduced Kuro Illya, which is Black Illya, which is basically a copy of Illya herself. And it's basically Illya in her archer outfit. And I think it's more of an evil version. So yeah, it's kind of interesting, and that version of her is very, very unique. She comes out and just kisses me, like, not just one kiss, but like, 3 or 4 kisses. It's very erotic, I guess you could say. Very detailed because there's a lot of spit between the two girls, so it's very different from what I was used to with Season 1. Being more playful towards the Yuri moments, but yeah, there's definitely more Yuri in this second season. And going from that to Free Season 2, yeah, this is one of those either you like it or you hate it shows, which to me I'm more of the middle. I mean, I can withstand it just being the guys swimming and doing that kind of thing. And, Go herself, the only female in the club, she's kind of done a little bit this season. She wants the club to expand because a few of these kids are going to graduate here soon, and it's like, okay, if 2 of the main characters leave, what are we going to do? And this is a thing that plagued K-On! For their second half, which was also Kyoani. Basically, they're going to run into the issue of how do we continue the story of these guys swimming unless they do a movie, which I could easily see them doing. But yeah, again, Free Season 2. If you watch Season 1, you're going to watch Season 2 probably. But if you didn't watch Season 1, you're not going to watch Season 2. So that's how I feel. Next would be Local Idol, or Local Doll, what do you want to call it. And this one's about idols in like a community. They're trying to be, I guess, inspire other people in the community to do more, take pride in their area. And yeah, it kind of starts off kind of creepy. The main girl, her uncle kind of recruits her to be this spokesperson, but technically gets pushed into being an idol, and he's making her wear these weird outfits. Like first episode, she's wearing like a bikini on stage while singing, and it's like a 2-piece, and she's got no boobs and everything. She's very flat, and he even makes fun of her because of that. And it's, to me, it's borderline creepy because it's like her uncle. He's really old, and he kind of is using her because he knows cute girls and stuff like that sell. So he's doing that, which is kind of awkward, like I said. But she gets put up with another girl, and these two girls kind of become real close friends. And she's inspired by the other girls got more experience at the idol business, and she wants to be just like her. So got a little admiration going on between these two characters, which I kind of like. Next would be Glass Slip, which, I don't know, it's PA Works doing what they do the best. Dramatic stories, and this one's kind of like a supernatural story as well, just like Nagi no Asakura they did last season. And I kind of hate that part of the series. I mean, I don't want supernatural in my romance as far as that theory goes. But going to their shows, you kind of expect some kind of out of this world type of fantasy thrown in. And again, the mix with the artwork, they're really good at that. Backgrounds are like what they're god tier at, and I think that's the main reason I keep watching is the artwork. And the characters are kind of interesting. I do like the glasses girl and the main girl, and both of these girls kind of, there's something going on with the glasses girl. I think there's some Yuri involved in this as well, because every time the main girl walks by, she's always watching her and talking to her and just generally interested in what she's doing. And I think there's another story to be told about the glasses girl. Obviously she has medical problems, and I'm really hoping they don't explore the dramatic side of that where it's all sad and depressing if she gets really sick and possibly dies, but we're saying. I mean, they did hint in episode 2 when the main girl used her power to see the future and saw that something happens to her and she's in the hospital. Is it a checkup? Is it something else? It's something, life-threatening. We don't know. And, we do have some confessions going on and some love triangles being formed. And, again, like I said, this is typical PA Works. They thrive on love triangles, and this is what they're going to do. So if you're kind of turned off by supernatural love triangles and hokey, cheesy premises, you're not going to like this. And thankfully, I think it's only 12, 13 episodes, so we won't be sitting through like 25 episodes of this being dragged on, unless they announce the second half, which I could very well see them doing. Next would be Jinsei, which a lot of people don't like because it's a club anime of girls in a club just doing whatever they want. But this one's like a suggestion box anime where someone submits a question, like I want to give someone a present, like a girl. I don't know what to buy a girl, and so the girls in the club will, I guess, all write something down, and they kind of have to come to an agreement what they would do in for this request. And it's kind of interesting. I mean, has it been done before? Yes, millions of times. Sket Dance, Madaka Box, Season 1, they all did the suggestion box thing where they want to help people, which is fine. I mean, it's, not a hardcore action series. This is more of a slice of life comedy movie show, which I like. And there's hints of fan service. Every week we get, a panty shot or something. And if you're turned off by things like that, I wouldn't watch this series. So yeah, this is my opinion on Jinsei. It's fun for those who like those kind of dramas. And next would be Arvagelion, or yeah, I know the full title, but I know it's a mecha show. And this one is, if you saw Breakblade, this is like a watered down version of Breakblade, because there's a war, there's a bunch of factions against each other, and they want resources in areas, they just want territory. So yeah, like Breakblade, we followed everything from the perspective of the main character, which his name escapes me. I'm blanking on a lot of these names because I'm recording this kind of late. But yeah, the main guy is kind of not very interesting. He's like one of the guys that goes against the orders of his commanding officers. And like the first episode, they tell him to do something. Like there's a convoy of people getting attacked, just civilians, and they tell him not to engage the enemy because they're just civilians. And he doesn't care and just breaks the rules and goes in. In doing so, he gets a new robot, which is kind of, typical trope of these type of shows. The main guy has to get the robot in episode 1. He does, and yeah, it's very weird. The robot's very powerful. All you gotta do is think about what you want to do, and it does it for you. So it's, like I said, it's not very difficult to pilot this robot, but the main guy has trouble with that. And with there being a robot, there's a programmer named Jamie, who I guess would be the token fan service character, because there are other girls in this series, and design wise, they're all by the Televiru artists, for the anime, and he's done a lot of ecchi, back in the past. But yeah, Armageddon is kind of boring, but it's kind of fun to watch because I am curious to see what happens with this robot. But the bad part is it's 25 episodes, so you kind of got to invest yourself into this. And yeah, they use CGI on the models, the robots, and most of the machines look kind of like tanks or mobile suits, like Robotech or Macross. Yeah, I guess that'd be the best comparison. But yeah, Armageddon's not anything special either. So, but yeah. Next would be Sword Art Online 2. I know people will be like, "That's decent. What? That's great." Yeah, it's great for some people, but I don't like the writing. I think the writing is very bad. And Season 2, I mean, yeah, they're gonna win all kinds of like best animation awards because yeah, it is better animated than like Log Horizon. That's a given because they're a bigger studio, obviously. So, the MMO side we're doing with, instead of swords and fairies and stuff like that, we're dealing with guns this time, like an FPS game, and I like that. But episode 2 kind of made me roll my eyes, especially the ending when Shion, the main girl, jumps out of a tower, and there's a guy using a minigun, and those are very fast guns. But she jumps out of the tower with a sniper rifle, and she's falling. And while falling, she gets a headshot with a sniper rifle without even really focusing the scope. In a matter of fact, and why she's missing a leg, and it's kind of weird. So I don't know. For me, the action moments are kind of cool, but some of the other stuff outside the game just makes my eyes roll. Such as Kirito being this, Jesus character, which meaning everything he touches he can accomplish, and he has no problems, doing anything in games because that's just his character. And I just don't like him as a character. I think he's kind of poorly written. Asuna too. I mean, her romance with Kirito is kind of. I mean, it's decent, but it's just not the best. I just think it's kind of forced. And I find it kind of confusing that all the other girls are still around, yet they haven't found anyone that they like. It's just like, in my opinion, it's like I'm sure there's other guys in this universe they can hit on, They make it seem like Kirito's the only decent guy in this whole universe, and that's kind of makes me, a little irritated, From my opinion, there should be other guys introduced that, the other girls can kind of pair up with. But they don't do that because it's a harem, and they all want Kirito-sama, and I don't understand that. But yeah, like I said, they're gonna win all kinds of praise because it's nicely looking. It looks good. There's cool art, animation, cool fight scenes, and I don't know. And the last thing to mention is the guy using a weapon called a death gun, which made me laugh. Honestly, it's like, aren't all guns capable of killing people? Really? But his gun's special because it actually kills you in the game in real life, so whatever. I just think it's kind of a story that I'm getting tired of, Next would be a big surprise to me, Love Stage, which is a yaoi by JC Staff nonetheless, and I'm kind of confused on why they picked this particular project to work on, but I guess it's what they wanted to do, something different, and I guess I can respect that. I mean, KyoAni did the same thing with Free, and look where they're at. So, I mean, it shows you gotta take a risk sometimes and make something new. And I think I've done some yaois in the past, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, this series has more comedy than romance for me. I've only seen episode 1. And the story basically is the main guy, his family is they've done entertainment for years, and they're famous. And his brother's like a rock star, and so his whole family's been in the entertainment business for a long time, and he's kind of the black sheep of the family where he's not into that. He wants to be a mangaka really badly. And in the beginning, his parents were filming this, I guess, wedding commercial, and they needed a little girl to fill in because the one they hired wasn't, I guess she didn't arrive in time. So they picked their son, who's very feminine looking, to be in this commercial, and they dress him up as a girl. And there's another little boy who was working with her, and he kind of hit it off with her, and he didn't know it was a boy at the time. So he kind of falls for her in the past, and we jump years later to where they're both in high school, and the other guy's a famous actor, and the main guy, he is still wanting to be a manga artist, but he's not very good at drawing. In fact, he kind of sucks. I won't say anything else. He's very bad at drawing. And a couple years later, they want to refilm this commercial. Like, we want the daughter in that commercial to be all grown up, and seeing her point of view, her getting married. And they hire the other guy to come back, and they kind of have to beg the main dude to do the commercial. They resort to the older brother, who's a brocon. He's kind of creepy. He hits on his brother all the time, to, I guess, kind of bribe his brother to do the commercial by finding a voice actor he likes in an anime of magical girls, and basically bribes him to do the commercial. And one thing leads to another. They're in the commercial together. The main guy's really super nervous, and the director, or I guess the assistant, forgot to tell him all of the kissing scenes, so they end up kissing, the two guys in the first episode, which kind of I saw coming. I mean, if they're not gonna do the yaoi scenes, they're gonna definitely do the kissing scenes, which no problem at all. I mean, that's what this show really is. I mean, they're gonna do that as far as they're gonna go, but we'll see. I'm still watching because I'm under the impression that I want to try something new, give it a shot, just like Shonen Hollywood, which I have not tried. It's on this list. Well, it's not even on this list, but yeah, I haven't tried it yet. But yeah, Love Stage, it's probably gonna be like free. You're gonna see it or you're not gonna see it. That's how it is. And next would be, more for the guys, Momo Kyurin Sword, which is a fan service show with girls with big boobs running around with swords. And this one's kind of a magical girl twist because the main girl can transform. She basically fuses to one of these animals. She's got a dog, a monkey, and a bird that she can fuse and get all this power. And there's a demon girl that she fights, which is kind of funny. I like that. So she's kind of just an interesting character. And fan service wise, it's decent on the fan service. I mean, it's not like they're topless all the time, but they are doing the butt shots and boob jiggles. And it's more of a comical ecchi, I think. There's a lot of comedy. I do find myself laughing at some of the moments in the series. Episode 2 had a part where the demon girl and the main girl, the Momo, they enter an eating contest, and both of them are eating, and they're getting really fat. And I mean, that's something you don't really see in ecchi. We usually don't see a comical twist on, something that you would see guys doing in anime. And that's why I kind of like the second episode. The first episode introduces us to the world and what's going on. So yeah, if you're looking for ecchi fan service, this is the series to go to, honestly. Because the Real Wars isn't very well animated. So, but yeah. And the last decent show, Persona 4 Golden, which I haven't played the games. I only saw the first anime series, and I liked it because it's, a unique take on a harem, which I guess you might not call this second series a harem, because there's one girl they introduced and they're kind of slowly setting up the whole. Eventually he's gonna get with her, help her out, and yeah, that's what I see happening with this series. And there's not much to say. I don't really know much about the games. And I will say the new girl they introduced, Tanazawa Kana voicing her, and I like her actor. And yeah, I like what they're doing with that. So, and the last season show would probably throw in there. It's probably Sailor Moon Crystal, because I like the first episode. Like I said, if you know me, I like magical girls, and this is more like a nostalgia trip. I used to watch Sailor Moon way back when I was like going to school. Back when I was going to elementary school and a little bit of middle school. I wake up, watch Sailor Moon and other anime in the morning, and go to school. So yeah, this is more of a nostalgia. The biggest change in the series is the I would say watching it in Japanese. I'm used to the English dub because that's what I grew up on. So the Japanese version is kind of new to me. I don't really like. I know they call her Usagi in the Japanese version, so I'll call her that. Her actor for the voice for that character is kind of very, very high pitched. I would say too high pitched, but that's just me. I'm looking forward to listening to Amy. I know that's not her name in the in the Japanese, but I don't know her name in the Japanese, so bear with me. I'm looking forward to her actor because it's Hasako Kanemata, which I like as Squid Girl, Cure Peace from Smile for Cure. She was in Boku wa Karaso, and a bunch of other shows. So I mean, I like her actor. Oh, yeah, I think Riddle last season. She was in that. I liked her as Haru. So, but yeah, it only updates twice. I think twice or 3 times a month, which is kind of disappointing. Knowing that it's 12 episodes, kind of like, oh, gotta wait, damn it. But yeah, Sailor Moon Crystal, it's either you're into it or you're not into it, just like Free and all the other shows I mentioned. But yeah.